Ashante, mon chers. It is our weekly romance oracle reading. How are y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. I've been working like 6 days a week, just charging through some goals, and I decided to take the night off and have an extra couple of days off this week. So I am feeling frisky and excited about a relaxing night ahead. Let's see what we've got in store for our focus in our love life this week to serve our highest good. So we are healing codependency, which goes right along with the other topics that we've been exploring this week. Starting with just the general energy of the week when we did our Oracle energy forecast on Sunday night. Monday, when we went deeper into our anchor message, our spiritual lessons for the week, like long-held patterns and deep healing and transformation were coming up, particularly involving healing patterns, integrating them into our life, taking charge and sovereignty over our lives, and overcoming the opponent who is going to try to reach out and use those triggers to trip us up. And so, as we looked at our manifestation readings through the week, and then we went into our alchemy message. I'm looking at our spreads over here. I've got them laid out. And then just the elevation above our previous ways, we are literally seeing our patterns come up and in real time being able to witness them and choose differently, write new subconscious patterns and heal the old ways. And so this has been a lot of this has had to do with getting ahead of codependency and enmeshment. And so because our lunations and the eclipses and the moon's axes have shifted into Aries and Libra, it's like really focusing our healing right now and over the past several months or couple of months and here recently coming into a culmination. It's like how we see ourselves and our new identity of self and a deeper sense of self-worth and self-awareness if we've been doing the healing work. And so because of that, South Node being in Libra, it's like all of these lessons that we learned from the past in regards to our relationship dynamics with others, with life, with substances, any and all those themes. It's like we're healing those patterns of codependency, right? This codependency can be addictions of substances and cycles as much as it can be dynamics that we play out with people in our lives as well. So healing codependency. Again, the enmeshment theme has been coming up over the last couple of weeks. So definitely up in the air right now in the zeitgeist. Okay, what next? What else do we need to know for the week ahead? What's going to help us? It's going to serve us for our highest good. Going into these major new cycles that are starting, we were just, over the last week and then over the next couple of weeks, we're really wrapping up not only 18-month cycles, but specifically, what's been going on for the last 6 months. Think about if there was any theme that maybe started in April, in that eclipse cycle of the spring that may be culminating now or ending or wrapping up. This may be a cycle within a major cycle that is, signaling the end of a major cycle through a micro kind of comparison. And it's really like leading us through this portal into new cycles, new starts, new stories. So leaving the past behind and letting all of that, the dust settle over the next couple of weeks while the pieces are all kind of shifting and parts and things are falling into place. So make the effort came up next. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And so again, this is like carefully taking baby steps, step by step, with more sovereignty and consciousness, moving into these new cycles with a conscious desire to embody this higher version of ourselves. embody the wisdom from experience that we've learned and not continue to repeat the same cycles again and again and again, but instead, learn from what we have lived through and experienced and move forward. And so that's going to take making an effort. It's going to take practicing restriction and going outside of our comfort zone to make an extra effort, but to also maybe refrain from falling into old patterns or temptations, right? Especially when we get tired, hungry, tempted. All right, let's see what, I feel like this and this. Getting to know each other and engagement. So as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your love bond deepens, and engagement, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So again, these new cycles that are starting have the potential to give us greater depths of relationship that we've had before. Maybe, much healthier relationship dynamics. It's not to say that you're necessarily about to get engaged. It just means that your love life will become more engaging, but also I think it will be ascending to a higher level and a better quality than you've known before if you make the effort, right? It's not going to be different if you aren't different, if you're not making different choices. So make the effort so that your love life can become more engaging, and then take your time really thoroughly getting to know people. Because if you do that, then you'll know better who is really resonating and who is not, and who is in alignment and who isn't. And sometimes it's very close. It's very close. And so you have to take your time, because sometimes people seem super in alignment in a lot of ways, but there's very subtle ways that they aren't. And so it takes a minute to vet that out. And it takes a lot more discipline if you rush things forward, to try to backstep rather than taking your time in the beginning before you get in too deep, right? So overcoming codependency might look like taking things super slow, because you don't necessarily need a relationship, right? You're not looking for a space filler. You're waiting for the right thing. And so you're not needing a relationship. You're just open to finding a great partner that's going to enhance your life side by side as your equal, right? Not because you need one another, but because this is the right thing, and you're not going to the grocery store hungry, so to speak. It's like you're satisfied. You're only taking what enhances your life, right? Because you're already filled and you can overflow and share with someone else. And so they're the same, right? So taking your time takes, interdependence and, a healthy attachment style, right? And so part of what we've maybe learned in the past is trying not to be too impulsive, right? Because impulsivity has also been a lesson coming up recently. All right, let's pull a few tarot cards to clarify. So what do we need? We're going to clarify with the Tarot of the Psychic Heart by John Holland. This tarot deck is specifically designed to be about relationships. Okay, let's get more information about codependency. What do we need to know about this for this week? Detach. It's a bit on the nose, don't you think? So the 11 card, what is the 11 card? Why do I always brain fart? Oh, it's justice. So having being level and grounded and seeing both sides, and just, taking things as they come and being really balanced about it. I accept the role I play in creating my relationships and my life. So again, this is about taking ownership and sovereignty of how you show up in relationships, right? Don't blame all your relationship symptoms on others, right? It's not always about who we attract and they did all this and this. It's look to see how you play a role and then try to change those things. We can only heal our codependency to the degree that we're willing to take an honest self-assessment. So we are, really integrating and trying to bring balance into our love life. And the amount of effort that we put into our healing is the amount of light that is going to be revealed in the situation. So again, it's like we do the work and we make an effort and we show up as a vessel of sharing for the sake of the light and asking nothing in return. And so it's not about when you show up and you do an action, if you expect something in return, that is doing something with strings attached, and that is codependent cycles too. But showing up as your authentic self and doing things because you're authentically like giving from an open heart with, it's not that you don't have standards. Expectations and standards are different. So you show up with your standards, with your non-negotiables and deal breakers, and you give with an open heart, without expectation, without strings attached, right? With detachment. Then you observe what is coming back to you. What are you receiving? What behavior are these people demonstrating without you trying to manipulate them to do anything? You give, you be yourself, you show up the way that you want to be treated as a partner, the way that you're going to show up as a partner. And then the person who is going to match that will be very obvious, and don't hang on to them if they are not that, right? So be detached so that you have the ability to walk away at any time. And then you are truly interdependent because you don't need someone. And that gives you the liberation and the ability to fully be yourself, to exist as your full self in the relationship, because you have that ability to walk away, right? And that takes having healthy, all the kingdoms of your life being healthy. You need healthy finances to walk away at any minute, right? You need a community of supportive people and healthy relationships around you. You know, you need a strong relationship with source so that you have the faith and the grit and the guts to face uncertainty like that without hesitance and, you know, without indecision. Third eye is awakening right now, especially in regards to the more that we heal our codependency, the clearer we'll be able to see things. And then it's like the more that the universe will be responding in kind, communicating to us through giving us clear vision, clear understanding about things, because it's like the universe is always communicating with us, and it's like, are we being an open vessel to receiving that communication? Are we having our eyes open? Do we have our ears open? Are we receiving the messages, or are we forcing messages? Are we manipulating messages? Are we completely unaware of the messages, or are we getting messages and then ignoring them? So the more that we receive the divine guidance and inspiration that we're being given, show appreciation for it, take action on it, and start taking that demonstrative acts of faith towards the universe and trust, then it's like things will be moved forward and more will be revealed. But if we don't appreciate it, then it's like we shut ourselves off to it. Okay, let's get a little bit of clarity about making the effort. More in depth about that. How do we need to make an effort? What do we mean to make an effort in doing? Some more guidance about that. Healing. So the Star card. Ooh, and believe and succeed. So this is Six of Wands and the Star. Earlier this week, yesterday, we had Six of Swords come up. So lots of moving past the hardest part and really focusing now on the healing, on moving forward, on keeping our eyes on the star, on our wish, on our dream, on our goal. Because major healing is happening right now, and like huge goals and dreams can come true. And the more that we heal, the more light and miracle juice and manifestation power we reveal in the other areas of our lives as well. So believe and succeed, focusing on what you're calling in, the intent that you're creating, and, you know, continue doing the healing work, but focusing on moving forward and like fostering good, healthy relationship skills in yourself. having an optimistic mindset going forward, and then believing in things that you cannot quite see yet. And when you believe in things that you can't see, that level of certainty, that's making the effort, but that's what's calling in what is really meant for you. And in the meantime, it's like you're passing these tests and initiations because you're like, nope, not settling for something that's not 100%. Nope, not settling for something that's not 100%, right? And so the closer we get to getting, truly what we're wanting to call in. So making the effort, focusing on healing, and then will bring us more and more success. More and more will be empowered. We'll have better relationship skills, but also I think it will enhance our magical magnetism as well. Okay. What's more clarity on engagement? Oh, okay. So let's see. Master. So 15, this is the devil card. This is definitely overcoming old codependent relationship patterns. Not being obsessed about controlling and like naming and, holding things in a cage, right? Keeping freedom and open detachment, and not obsessing over solidifying and materializing things right off the bat. Healing begins. So here is again 6 of Swords. So overcoming your own patterns, your own behavior, your own mindsets. Also, that can be being able to witness and realistically look at the red flags others are giving you, because we're past this now. We're not going back into old cycles. 6 of Swords is coming up here again, and this is moving beyond difficult situations that have held us back. And so 5 of Swords here is a win-lose situation. And so in order to move forward, you're gonna move on from these win or lose situations, these situations where it's like it's competitive and you're butting heads with someone and you want different things and you're not on the same page and they're not in alignment with you. This is 5 of Swords is conflicting desires with other people, conflicting goals, conflicting agendas. This is competition with, people and things around you, but this might be like winning at all costs, or, especially when it comes to relationship patterns, it might be just like feelings of wanting to control the situation and not, being open to let the universe take something away or bring something in. And so it's about stepping back and overcoming the illusions that the devil brings us in our love life. You'll never meet anybody else. This is the only option. It's got to be this way or the highway. Like, I can't go on without this person. They were the best, this or that. It's like the trick of the devil is usually to make you think that there is no other option, or that there is no other way, or if there's just, you're backed against a corner. It's always an illusion of being trapped, or, in this complicated situation, or so complex. Devils usually want to lure you into what feels really good and what would be in your comfort zone and what would pacify the flesh and what would give you instant gratification. Most of the time, your higher self is going to lead you towards accepting something that's good for you, but in a way that is slow and steady, wins the race, and doesn't fall victim into going for something when it's in the wrong timing or too quickly, or, too rash, not too obsessively, or, it's delaying instant gratification for long-term value and long-term fulfillment. So building the vessel and taking things slow and grounded creates and fosters stronger foundations, firmer infrastructures around the relationship, and just a greater ability to value the other because slow and steady effort has been invested. This is why when people manipulate others with fawning, like when you make a big deal out of something so that someone else will have a trauma response to fawn over you, and then that makes them like under the illusion that they are making an effort, right? And when you're making an effort in something, it's like you subconsciously start to value it. That's why a lot of like these like dating tactics and things that we've been talking about this week, like looking at your own like hidden manipulation or manipulative tendencies, it's like, look at a lot of the dating tactics that they will tell you to do to foster attraction. It's like that there's a fine line in a lot of situations where you can innocently, even if not intentionally, manipulate someone into like feeling like an illusion of feeling something that they don't, because they have just been in a trauma bond, in a trauma response. So definitely overcoming those codependent patterns as well. Okay, so engagement will come from breaking these tendencies, patterns, and behaviors, and moving on from toxic cycles and people who are throwing out those red flags. It's like, not again, like moving forward, we're past this. Okay, and then a little bit deeper, more information on getting to know each other. Balance. So this is the Temperance card. This is integration. This is, in some realms and circles, Archangel Michael bringing divine feminine and masculine together in union. So this could be a meeting of equals and then integrating into getting to know one another, right? Like integrating a new person into your life, right? Or into your friend circle, or getting closer, exchanging ideas. It takes allowing, someone into your life little by little by little, right? So temperance is taking that slow and steady, balanced integration little by little. It's also application of what we have learned up to this point, and then putting that into practice as we're embodying like new dynamics with people, new behavior, breaking old patterns. So take your time and be able to step back and observe from an emotionally sober point of view the situation without getting sucked into the narratives, and then choose from there. Okay, what should I do in the situation? How should I behave, respond, whatnot, without going back into old patterns, but being honest, authentic, truthful, but also aligned with a higher consciousness going forward, and just being intentional about that. All right, you guys. Well, good luck in the week ahead. May your days be quenched and not thirsty. Ciao.